really a whole lot to complain about.
I just I can find things to complain about.
I know you can, and obviously I could too.
Is this your Saturday podcasting shirt now? This dad to be loading, please wait shirt?
It for some reason for the last 2 or 3 weeks now has been like.
I feel like I'm like, is he ribbing me?
Honestly, man,
because I'm wearing the same thing every day.
This is the first thing I grabbed.
This is the only thing that fits these days. You laugh, but I'm kind of half serious. I'm fucked up, man. I
gotta get back on the horse, man.
I gotta get back on all the horses. There are no. I'm not on any of the horses right now.
You're just laying on the ground, whirling in mud.
I'm running on 3 hours sleep right now because I keep like ending up like staying up all night for some reason.
Oof.
And then it's like, and then Friday was like, there was actually a reason. There was like, I was like, all right, I'll just jump into this show on Netflix that we'll talk about on the other thing. And so I watched most of it.
Yeah.
And then I fell asleep. And then, I slept like all day. I went to bed at like fucking, I don't know, like 1 PM and slept till 5 or something like that, or noon to 5. God. So then, last night I'm like, I gotta get up early to do that shit with Marco, and let me try and go to sleep, even though I've only been awake for like 12 hours or something.
Oh my God.
And so I got 3, and now I'm just all fucked up. I'm like, when you messaged me this morning, I think you didn't call. I think I sent my.
No, I did the text reach out just to see.
You know what's crazy is that my phone for some reason, like the alarm, like is very like intermittent. Whether I don't know if I'm not hearing it or if it's not going off, but it's the exact same ring as if I get a phone call.
Oh,
so here's why I think my alarm is just funky. Because I've started setting up I go online at night and set up like an auto call to myself. There's it's almost like a morning wake up call from like the hotel, but it's just to your cell phone, and it's you could set it up online, and that always wakes me up. And it's the same exact ring as my alarm. It's just my ringtone. So I'm thinking it's my alarm that's not right, because why is one waking me up and not the other? And they're the exact same sound coming out of my phone. So there's something suspicious there. But so I set my alarm, and so I'm running on 3 hours sleep, and my back is fucking killing me.
You're breaking apart there,
from
buddy.
Being a fat piece of shit.
You gotta be able to make weight, man.
I've made it. I didn't. Okay, we did the weigh-in for the weight loss competition.
I thought you guys stopped that.
I did.
Oh.
So then in that last week, when AJ just started trying for a week, he won hands down because I was going one direction, he was going the other. That's why I didn't like.
Somebody's walking up the hill. Somebody was gleefully rolling down it.
We were going to have you do the hosting and do the big reveal.
But there was no point.
But I was like, I don't need physical witnesses here for my. I gained like most of what he lost.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God. And he keeps showing food on the thread, and I'm just like,
oh, he's of course now that he's doing his victory laps, and he had his quote cheat meal, and then the second day became the
second cheat meal, and before you know
he's downhill.
He's gonna blow up in that first spot with Billy, and we're gonna see a bloodbath.
I was talking with him last night because he was driving one of his kids to Ocala or somewhere for basketball. Fucking that kid. I would have been like, go with the other kid.
Get an Uber.
Well, no, he rides with the team on the bus. So Anthony was just driving down to be like a good parent.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Stop being a good parent.
That kid's such a shithead. Why are you even bothering? Just, you should have stayed home.
Yeah.
Like, are you going to, and he made a good point. He's like, well, someone's got to tell him he sucks.
Nice.
And I'm like, yeah. That's, at least I can appreciate that. But he, he's like, I'm like, you're already fucked, aren't you? And he's like, yeah, I'm already planning my stop at Buc-ee's on the way down. And,
Oh, damn.
And I'm like, all right, well, it's good to know.
I can feel a little bit of that because you and I have to have a conversation off air about our trip to White Castle in Orlando one day.
Well, I mean, you catch me for loss of words. Is this like? First of all, is this like a new thing?
I found out that there's a White Castle that just opened in Orlando.
Okay, all right.
And I went whole fuck then because I found this out late at night where I'm usually
high as fuck.
Yeah. And I looked
where White Castle, great ideas like going to
White Castle,
going to Orlando for White Castle.
Bro, I started doing the math because it was like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm just like, well, 2.5 hours. I'm like, fuck.
Oh, you mean like going right as you read about it?
No, I'm like, fuck, they'll be closed, and I'm like, all right, well, because I was like, I'd make the drive. It's if you make that drive after like 8 o'clock, it's a good drive. It's not a bad drive at all. So. It was like 9:30, 10, and I was like, oh, traffic will be nothing. And, I've done this shit before. But and I'm like, you also did that shit before when you were like 22 and could just chug fucking a Red Bull and go all night,
Well,
and
yeah. That's the thing I can't do. Even like last year, I could still like pull a 36 to 48 hour stretch.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, no. I'm 30 pounds past that.
I think I could do it.
I get itis every time I look at a carbohydrate. Now.
Like, I think I could do it on the weekend, but like if it was like a weeknight, but I would know I'd still get home in time to like get ready for work. I knew I would absolutely be dead. There's no way I could pull that. Like I know that stage of my life is pretty much over.
I mean, if I ever had White Castle, I vaguely remember there used to be one down here.
Yeah, my plan.
I vaguely remember.
Oh, wait, down here?
Yes. So that's how many years ago it was that I remember having White Castle.
There was a fucking White Castle in South Florida?
There was. Long fucking time ago.
Holy shit, I didn't know that. I know Crystal Burger, but...
Long time ago.
Oh, wow.
And,
oh, wait! Maybe someone may have won... Maybe someone had mentioned it to me at some point.
Like in Miami or somewhere.
Okay.
But it wasn't, like, close.
Yeah.
But I think I've had it. But, like, maybe one of those deals, same shit as when they used to have, like, the 29-cent hamburgers and the 39-cent cheeseburgers at McDonald's, where my mom would buy, like, a fucking week's worth of them for 4 kids and keep them in we had one of those freezer chests.
Yeah.
Like a big one. And she, like, there was always just a bunch of frozen hamburgers and cheeseburgers in there. Then you drop in the microwave or whatever. So I don't think I ever ate at a White Castle, but I think I remember having it. And I remember there being one down here. But it was so long ago that you don't remember there was a White Castle.
And it may have been mentioned at some point to me that there was, but I don't have any like actual memories of talking about it more than like this is the longest I've had a conversation about there being one here. That's fucking crazy.
But yeah, you've had it before, right?
I've never had White Castle. No.
Oh, see, that's weird.
I've never had White Castle.
Here's the thing, because you've been around a little bit, that where you might have had a White Castle.
I've had all the chains out west, but by the time I ever made it up north, like there was like, because when I went up north, for my sister's graduation, and me and my mom drove, I had the intention of stopping in for a White Castle because I was this is the only time I'm ever going to have one, and both locations were just too far out of our way. Yeah. So it was just like, rats.
Then it's weird that you have that urge to drive to Orlando for White Castle having never had it.
It's the first movie. Watching two men go through hell and back for fast food. And I went, there's got to be something to it. There's a reason they made this movie. So my plan is to get a video screen in the vehicle, watch the movie on the way up, and absolutely smoke. And this is a road trip.
This is weird.
It's a road trip. How's it weird?
like watching the movie on the way up. It's like those people that listen.
It's ridiculous shit I don't do anymore.
Listen to the band they're going to see a concert
I know.
on the way up and the way home.
We can be those people.
Oh my God.
Don't you want to be those people?
I mean,
what the fuck else? Dude, we don't do anything interesting anymore.
I'm starting to Danny Glover, everything you throw at me. I'm just too old for all this shit now.
You wouldn't take a road trip?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
But if we're taking a road trip to Orlando for food...
But we leave at 6 or
I
something,
would rather go for the Vito's Chop House experience.
You and your fucking... No, I want food that's probably going to give me cancer.
Well,
if I'm gonna do something that's stupid,
it's not cancer,
I don't
for
know.
sure. A Crohn's attack.
Oh yeah. That's 100% gonna happen. I saw they have they have a bunch of different chicken selections, dude. I already know I'm getting like 20 sandwiches.
Well, that's the fucked up thing because I would try and rationalize this. Let's just go up there long enough to eat 2 meals so we could cover both. But then you're like gonna eat yourself sick at White Castle.
Have like one of those Drew cheat meals with White Castle,
and then me wanting to go to the steakhouse later.
Yeah, you have adult ideas in your head. This is pure like.
No, I'm down for both, but I'm trying to fit both into a trip, and it won't work. The logistics won't work for it.
No. But we could, But this will be great podcast material. B, it'll get us both the fuck out of the house because we don't do it anymore. And C, dude, it'll be a lot of fun. Maybe I'll kill Mark or someone a call and they can meet us over there. I'm sure Mark would be down for that. Our lovely soap making friend.
Kind of far to hang out for a fucking
but he loves me. I love
fast food meal.
We love each other.
He loves me more.
Oh, see
who sends him memes every single fucking day?
Okay, fair enough.
And he's the only one of all you motherfuckers that thanks me for him. Of all you motherfuckers. I bet you didn't even look at
everything you sent me since the last time we talked, I have not watched.
See, that's why you are.
I was sleeping. It was fucking 2 in the morning.
Wait a minute. If you had time to message me and walk over here and put shoes on and all that stuff, you had time to watch the fucking. I put work into curating this stuff. Listen. This is the problem. See, I had only been up for 12 hours, and I'm like, let me sleep now so I'm not fucked up and exhausted for the podcast. But then I laid down, and this was the problem. I couldn't go to sleep, so I was on TikTok for 3 hours, and finally only got 3 hours sleep. But in those 3 hours, I found some fucking good-ass things and sent you and other people, and I bet half of you didn't look at them before messaging me. And then it's
why don't you share that stuff on the official PC?
I do some, but some of it's I'm trying to spread it around so I don't look like a total psychopath having sent 10 things to someone. So I know that I could send 5 to you here, and then 5 you'll see in the group thing, and then it doesn't look like I sent you 10.
That's fair. So yeah, I just think it would be a cool thing, man. But we'll see. No, it can't be. Shit, it can't be until another week or 2. I got a lot of work coming up, so.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it because I'm not looking forward to eating myself into another fucking 10 pounds of misery here.
You just watch me do it then.
Yeah, I'll go. I don't care.
I mean, some of it will obviously be for
I didn't say I wouldn't
eating
do
on
it.
the way back.
I didn't say I wouldn't do it. I just know that it's just another self-destructive step towards my eventual demise here.
But see, this is the best part about those fast food places, man. Is you get that food, but then you have the 3-hour drive back. So you're like, oh man, I've got fucking 3 hours worth of food now. You can just munch on fucking chicken and burgers, and it's awesome. Oh, bro, it's great. Some of my best memories are when I was working for AAA.
I wouldn't be able to stay awake. I'm not going to be able to stay awake once I start eating that
it's
stuff.
so good, man. I used to work for AAA, Crystal Burger. They used to have the buffalo chicken sandwich. I'd get 12 of those motherfuckers, and I'd eat them throughout a 2-day period. Because hot, cold, it doesn't matter. They taste the same pretty much at all times. And I loved them. And I would just go around and fucking half my shift would be me munching on a fucking buffalo chicken Crystal Burger.
You're killing me, man.
Oh, so good. It was so good.
No, you don't understand. I'm every day, at some point during the day, I have a talk with myself about how fucking out of control it's gotten.
And then I'm coming along.
And you're sitting here talking about food, and all I'm doing now is planning what I'm going to eat as soon as we're fucking done. And it's all bad news brown.
Oh, man.
It's all bad news brown.
I think I'm going to get I got to go up to West Palm Beach after this, so I think I'm going to get some Wawa. I've been
like, you...
Man, they got great quesadillas.
No, but I mean, here's the thing.
What?
When you start the sentence with, I've got to go to West Palm Beach, I'm thinking you're going somewhere special that you don't normally hit because you're headed to West Palm Beach. And then you mentioned the gas station that's like right, like within walking distance of our house. So I'm like, oh. Yeah. Like, the better thing would be like if you were like, oh, I'm going to West Palm Beach.
I'm stopping at Forest Grill.
I'm like, or something, or Peanuts, the other place that we like.
I, by the way, found another quesadilla place on my journeys.
Quesadilla?
Not quesadilla. Wow. Oh, empanada. Excuse me. Wow, I said quesadilla because that's on my brain right now, so I can't wait to get one after this. But no, I found a great empanada place. I was riding with the other office guy, and he's like, "You like empanadas?" I'm like, "Yeah." We stop on a little gas station, the Sunoco, off 84 by Little Reds.
The what?
The Sunoco, whatever.
Sunoco?
Yeah, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know.
I know if you're saying Sudoku or.
I have no excuse. But anyway, the Sunoco, right by the Little Reds,
Sunoco.
And dude, they got the little whatever. We're gonna keep running about this. I'm never gonna get it right.
Well, then I'm gonna keep making you say it.
You son of a bitch. So they have a little eatery in the
Who does?
The gas station.
Which gas station is it?
No, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm talking about. Fucking fantastic empanadas.
Where was this?
No.
Where? I mean, what city?
No, it's right off 84 over here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
By Little Reds. Like right when you get off over 95.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The reason I said was I hope it wasn't like within the same region as the other place.
No.
I'm hoping it was like you've got more like coverage. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Empanada coverage. You've got 5 bars in more places.
I do.
So yeah.
A good empanada is always in reach for me. So. But I don't.
I'm so mad at you because, like I said,
what?
I'm like in such a shit shape right now, and it's like,
well, I only have like 2.
You're like dad. You got like a pregnant wife, and you're just shoveling shit in your face,
yeah,
all the fucking time, and that shirt still fits. It doesn't look any tighter than last week. If anything, it looks looser. To be honest with you,
I think there's there's 2 things at play there, Ben. There's 2 things at play. 1, I have a fantastic metabolism, and I always have.
And 2, you leave the couch.
And 2, I do leave the couch to do things.
Yeah,
I'm active, and I did sort of start to like stretch again. So
here we go.
Just because I started to feel
everyone's improving themselves. I'm lagging behind here. So can we pivot for 1 second? I got a question for you. Were you reading our group thread yesterday?
There was a lot going on yesterday. What part of the group thread?
Did you see like earlier in the day when fucking Blake just out of the blue just says I'm booked?
Oh yeah, no explanation whatsoever.
Were you like, what's he fucking talking about?
Yeah, but I've given up on that with Blake.
Well, me too. I have gone on rants with AJ about it.
Yeah.
About how like, first of all, I yell at him because he's like he'll bring it up. Be like, say, what was he talking about today? And I go, first of all, fuck you. Because for a year, I was yelling at him for these vague comments that he assumed, it's like he's telling you, he's like reading you a paragraph, but he doesn't read you the first 8 sentences. Then he reads you, what are you doing? You're not even listening to me.
I am.
So it's like reading a paragraph, but instead of giving you the first 8 sentences, he gives you like 2 in the middle.
Yeah.
And then expects that it's almost like a sentence in the middle of a conversation.
It's like a guessing
that he
game.
had in his head.
His entire conversation
and assumed that you heard.
They're guessing games.
And then it's like Then you look at it and you're like, is he being a chick fishing for a compliment here? Where it's like, you're supposed to go, what booking, Blake?
Yeah.
Instead of like, I got booked. And then immediately following that up with more.
Oh my God. He needs to have our, oh, Blake, do tell.
Yeah. And so I'm talking with Anthony and I go, do you know what he was talking about earlier? Oh no. And I go, here's how I always do this with him. When he brings this stuff up, I go, and fuck you guys. Cause I used to beat him up over it. And all you guys were like quiet and wouldn't agree with me, wouldn't pile on. So then I look like an asshole all the time. And then now a year later, after me having pointed this out, now you guys are getting frustrated with it.
Oh, I gave up on him a long time ago.
But I'm just saying,
it's never bothered
you guys
me.
never had my back.
Oh my goodness.
You guys never had my back on this. And now you guys are like in my position now, where it's like either you ignore, I ignore it. I refuse to feed into the, wanting me to ask him instead of him telling.
Yeah.
So he writes this thing about getting booked, and we're both like, I don't know, what's he talking about? And as we're talking about it, Huss comes out of his room.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Did you hear I got Blake a job calling kickball with me?" And I'm literally on the phone with AJ. Yeah. And we both kind of go, oh, this is what it's about. So I go back and look. There's no context to this at all. At all. No. Not even like a comment about
Blake's the only person who posts on our thread, at the rental car place. I don't know if I'm ever going to get my car back. And we're just like, what?
We're out of town?
What? Yeah, you're just like, what? There's so many different ways this story could have, began.
Right.
You literally, it's like we jumped in, episode 6 of a 12-episode series. What happened? Where are we?
Yeah,
Who are these people?
It's like, it's literally like reading a book.
He talks in riddles.
By chapter out of order. Like you're starting with 6. You're going to jump to chapter 2. You're going to go to chapter 10.
For somebody whose job is to tell stories in front of people live and on film, in person, he's very bad at it.
He must expend it all there and have nothing left. For regular life. So apparently Huss got him a gig. The guy.
Why are you speaking so low?
The guy that Blake is always fucking shitting on in our thread.
Oh, that guy.
Got him a gig. Out of the kindness of his heart and thoughtfulness. So apparently, they wanted... These people love us. They fly him all over the country just to do commentary on their live broadcasts of these kickball tournaments.
Which astonishes me every time that it comes about.
They pay him a lot of money.
Which is awesome.
They fly him. They house him. They feed him.
That's such a good job.
They blow him. They wash his cracks. They get the space in between. They give him the whole blow him from the back, reach him around, all of it. They polish his nuts, the whole 9 yards. And so Huss, they're like, they want to do 2 tournaments. It was 2 days worth, and it's one of these fucking 8-hour stretches for each time.
Yeah,
he's like, I can't have a conversation with myself for 2 days straight. There's no fucking way. So he got fucking Blake a gig. I guess one of those days. And it's going to be just like the commentary you see on the movie Dodgeball.
Yeah. It's
nobody takes any of it seriously. He was telling me how he makes up fake sponsors. He gives people fucked up nicknames, makes up stats out of the thin air. It's just pure entertainment.
Yeah.
And first of all, me and Anthony agreed that this is the kind of thing if you embrace it, if Blake embraces it and just goes with the goof, this would get him the gigs.
Yeah.
Like the straight lace stuff, a lot of people can do that. But if you could be super entertaining like this, that's what a lot. But we'll see. I mean, but here's the thing. So he's just I got booked. And I'm like, no, who the fuck would know? So I told Anthony, I said, I'm just gonna fuck with him and pretend he didn't say anything. And 3 hours from now, I'm just gonna message, oh, I hear Adam got you booked for kickball. And because he's in his own fucking world there.
He's totally forgotten.
His own, Cheech and Chong haze of stupidity or whatever. That he, he's like, yeah, I got booked for a thing, blah, blah, blah. Still not filling us in much. Like, but basically, yeah, I got booked. I'm like, what? Like,
I was
this fucking guy.
I had started to write out.
He's that online persona on our like chat thing is like a character from like a fucking Harold and Kumar movie. Or
Absolutely. I started to write out a response to that. I was going to be like, hey, Blake, when and where, and we'll be there kind of thing. Because I was like, this is going to be kind of fun. I don't want to see, but then I was like, you know what? I don't. He's going to give me a runaround on details and stuff, and it's going to make me mad, so I'm not going to do it.
See, but you knew.
I knew.
The wall of frustration.
If just out of fun and curiosity I asked him, it would turn into a frustrating conversation.
At first, I was like, because there's always, whether it's real or perceived drama in Blake's life.
Oh, yeah.
There was like, well, where'd you get booked? Are you talking about, did you get booked for Anthony's match? Because apparently you're no longer working for Gangrel's company. I legit didn't know what he was talking about. So it was like, I'm like, what the fuck? This fucking guy. Again, every fucking day.
It's, I mean, oh, Blake, we love you.
I love that. I enjoy like there's just a couple of things I enjoy about this is that like he's part of our group, but he's so like non-participant part of our group that sometimes we forget he's part of the group. But then so until he does his one obligatory like group podcast here with us.
Oh.
So to like keep the memory of Blake alive, I feel like this every now and then shitting on him in the podcast is a way to do it.
Oh my goodness!
Just as we keep dearly departed Jackie alive by telling stories
and staring at his Bud Light
and talking shit about him, because it's way safer to talk shit about him now that he's gone than when he was around. But man, I feel Blake's the same way. It's like he's just fucking...
Oh my god! Could you imagine if he was around when we were doing this podcast?
Jackie?
Oh my god! It would be a daily struggle with him.
Well,
a daily struggle.
A couple things would happen. I think one would be like it would be tempting not to talk shit about him when we're on the outs.
We'd
with him
fail entirely. We'd fail at it
because we know that he'd listen, and B, it would make it impossible to patch things up with him.
Oh, it'd make the situation so much worse to have this kind of voice.
So much gas on the fire.
Yeah.
But then B, like, it would be tempting when we're cool with him to not, like, call him when we know he's on his weekend benders.
Oh, my God, because we knew...
This would be prime Jackie time.
And that would lead into the first option, would be on the outs with him.
Well, I feel like it would be so much money because it would start nice, and then it would get into, like... an argument with him where then it would be alive on air, and then it would be a thing like 3 days later once he realizes what happened about him trying to get us to like delete all that stuff.
He'd have been like a Howard Stern regular.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah,
but we would know, like, do we fuck with him this week?
And then when we didn't, he'd get fucking mad at us for not including him. And then that would lead into the it would just be it would be cyclical. It would be, but you could set your clock to it.
Right. Well, we would know. We'd be like, well, we know Jackie's up because at 7:30 this morning, he made 4 posts that are already deleted.
And it probably would have kept Drew involved more too.
Maybe, I don't know. Drew's got his life. He's happy.
Yes.
I was going to try and pivot off of that. I forgot what I was going to say.
So I spent the last couple of days, because at my job, we're now transitioning me to, I'm still doing all the backflow stuff, but now I'm also working on the subcontracting side because they need somebody to run some of these jobs. They're just getting too much. So I spent most of this week around fucking mega yachts at these piers and like Palm Beach and Boca and Dania. It's like a whole nother fucking world, Ben. It's like an alien world that you and I will never understand. These people, their interactions with each other, just the conversations they have, and the fucking lack of, like, they don't even understand what happens beyond with the land people because they live on these fucking $48 to $100 million yachts. They never leave. Everything gets brought to them. and when they do leave, it's like you and I going to like the zoo.
You know, that's what.
Observe.
Remember Pinkie Pie?
Yeah.
You know, she ended up doing that.
Really?
Working on yachts like that.
Oh shit!
Where she was, would be like a crew that would go out for like, I don't know, whatever, like a week or 2 weeks or whatever, with other people. And
shout out to Pinkie Pie.
Yeah, and for a while there, I don't know if she's still doing that or not, but just reminded me of that.
Yeah,
that's a movie. That's like a Caddyshack movie.
Yes, 100%.
Would be like the kids working on a yacht, on someone's yacht.
It's just completely. Like I'm sitting there repairing pipe work because they had a mega yacht running and burst some pipes. It just got pushed too far into the dock, and these things weigh like fucking hundreds of thousands of tons and shit. And I'm repairing the pipe, and you just hear all these conversations going back and forth.
Wait, pipe work on the dock?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Not on the boat.
No, not on the boat. Oh, fuck no, man.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Listen, I can't afford a fucking rope that ties the boat to the shore with my life savings, okay? These boats up close are nice in a way that I can't describe. It is, in like, you see the, like, Instacart people, they show up with all the groceries and everything, but they sit at the edge of the boat because these people don't like talk. They don't interact with anyone under their credit range. Like,
oh, that's not.
But they're nice enough people. They say hi to you and everything like that. But they don't like. They're not. There's space there.
Well, you know why? Because the only reason you're on their dock is because you're there to do work.
Yeah.
You're not there to hang out with them.
Well, no.
You know what I mean?
No. They're nice. They're kind of.
I'm not saying it like that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like there's like what interaction can I have? Oh, hello, stranger. Come on to my yacht and hang out with me.
No.
You know what I mean? So I'm like,
yeah.
So your experience is limited to something, which is that like, you're not there to hang out with them. I'm sure if you had struck up a conversation with that person somewhere else, they might invite you to their boat to hang out. I
don't know about that one.
I'm sure.
I try to put myself in their shoes.
Let me tell you something. These listen, rich people.
Yeah.
Some of them are very enamored by people that do very different things than them.
Yeah.
You start talking about how you used to be or let's pretend you were still or are in between retirements of professional wrestling.
Nice.
They'd love to like have you there, even if it wasn't like to talk and like and get to know you. Even if it was just like, look what I brought, friends.
Yeah,
like almost like dinners for schmucks.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Or show and tell, or bring your
show and tell.
Bring your eccentric to work. Kind of thing.
I will say though that some of them are very down to earth.
Yeah.
Because the guy that owned the boat,
not everyone that has $1 gazillion was born with $1 gazillion.
No. The guy that owned the boat that hit the pipework that we were fixing, he came down, and he must have been from New Zealand or Australia. I mean, he's definitely from that area, but like. He's that really, really rich. Because at some point in the conversation, he brought up this is one of my 2 boats.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a 70-foot mega yacht. Like the rear end of it would fold out for a smaller 20-foot boat to come down.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like one of those fucking kind of boats.
Oh, you must love that because
it's like
you like any vehicle that kind of
transforms. Yeah. I was 100% behind it. No, I loved it. They all have these weird gimmicks, these really cool gimmicks, and I loved it. But he was wearing like a torn up like tank top and like shorts that were like 30 years old, and he's like, yeah, man, whatever, bro. And he just wanders off, you could tell it's like he doesn't give a fuck.
Well, those clothes are comfortable.
Yeah.
First of all. We have clothes that we wear that are just, we love them because they're comfortable.
Yeah, but neither one of us are worth millions of dollars.
Yeah, but that's not the point. It's like, why do if I'm just fucking around on the boat today.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Why would I need like a $300 wardrobe on me?
Yeah. But just seeing like all these boats have like, most of these boats have live-in crews. So the crew members are going around, they're doing all the running around and everything like that. And they're all type. They're all like they're all like men and women in their, late teens, early 20s. And I guess like that kind of makes sense. A lot of them probably working, paying for college or something like that.
Well, they're people.
They all have wonderful tans.
They're people. It's like cruise ships or those types of jobs where it's like where you're able to be away for 7 days or 2 weeks or a month. You're not married. You don't have kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that makes sense that they're all younger people for the most part. The crews, not like the captains.
I can't speak for Dania, but Boca and West Palm, Jesus Christ.
There's so much money.
So much money.
Yeah.
So much money. And like in Boca, I'm just looking around like, this is like a set of Baywatch. Anybody who's like less attractive than like, 7, just not allowed on the dock. Just not allowed. Men or women.
Unless they're
fucking abysmally old.
The Instacart guy.
Yeah. Yeah. You see some of these women that work on these boats and these men that work on these boats. I'm like, so you just hired models and they just have one thing they do. Like one of these girls she cleans the windows and that's all she does. And the one guy, all he does is, sweep and pressure clean and all that shit. And they're all shirtless. They all look fantastic. It's just like, God damn, man. But then you get the abysmal the old people, the people that actually own the boats, and you're just like, oh wow. Like, ooh, you're fucking the lizard people because they've been out in the sun their entire lives.
Yeah, that's bad.
Ooh,
that's
man.
the problem we have down here. The people that are just they've just been.
My skin is sun-kissed.
I'll tell you, my they weren't my grandparents. They were my cousin's grandparents. But they used to come down to Florida all the time. I don't think they ever permanently moved here, but they used to come down all the time. And we were just close with them. They weren't related to us at all. They were related to my uncle, and who was by marriage. And they literally, that was what they were retired. They had like a condo on the beach. And we would come and I think most of their days were spent just sitting out by the pool. And they were the brownest old people I'd ever, it's funny because it's so weird. It's like, that's why I laugh at racism sometimes. Because there's so many white people that are trying to be as brown as possible that it makes no sense.
Yep,
it makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
But these people,
some of them succeed.
I just remember he had like this one of those big fat fucking mustaches, like those, like some people can grow that really.
Oh, like the Omni-Man mustache,
like that, yeah, like that, like a Hogan,
yeah,
where it's like I can't get it that beefy,
yeah,
like this mustache is long,
yeah,
and like. When I don't have it pushed away, like where the fingers wipe it to either side of my mouth, the hairs are so long that they would curl into my mouth, and so it's long enough where now it doesn't get into my way when I'm eating. But there was that stage where it was getting in my mouth. This guy, it's not long like that, but it's so thick.
Yeah,
and it was bright white, and so when the tanner he got, the brighter and whiter this mustache was. But it was all these people. I'm like, their life was just sitting out at the sun and getting brown, and that they were like two fucking they were like two fucking leather boots, man.
It's
they were like old fucking baseball.
For people that don't live. That listen and don't live anywhere or have never been to the South Florida beaches, man. You owe it to yourself once to come because you definitely come during snowbird season. Oof, buddy, that's when you get the full. Some of those French Canadians, man. That skin is just the skin. It's very crispy.
Starts like in October or the end of October.
Yeah.
Through like February or March.
Yeah, that seems about right.
We get
that's peak at least.
Our snowbird season, at least it used to consist of two things. It was New Yorkers and Canadians, but not just any Canadians. We get the Je me souviens, the Quebecers.
Yep.
I only know that phrase. I don't even know what it means because it was on the license plates, the Quebec license plates.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't even know if I pronounced it right, but J me souviens or something like that. I don't know what it means.
It sounds good.
It means
to me.
like give me all the souvenirs or something.
I can ask my friend Dave.
I don't know, but he's one of those French Canadians.
He is one of those.
And so there was a time where like I was working at the flea market as like a
swap shop.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
as a side hustle on the weekends, and I basically just every dollar I made while I worked there, I spent at the Space Ace and Dragon's Lair arcade games in the arcade.
Oh wow!
At the swap shop. So I made no money, but I just remember the Canadians during that time of the year. Two things, they always like try. You're at the swap shop, so I guess you're supposed to like haggle and bargain, hunt and whatever. But I still hated that part of it.
Yeah, I actually don't like that part of it either.
But they're all like a type where the guy is like super like got that super belly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he's only fat in his belly.
Yeah.
You know, he's got 2 sticks, no ass, 2 sticks for legs, skinny fucking legs, no ass, and a giant belly with like a kind of like a Hawaiian shirt type of deal.
It's about right.
That's never buttoned.
Mm-hmm.
And the big belly's just poking out from it. Sometimes they'd be wearing like one of those hats. What do you call those hats? Like the Gilligan type of hat.
Oh, with the clear visor.
No. Like like my pizza hat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
oh shit. Yeah, I don't know what you call those hats.
With the brim all the way around,
yeah.
and it's floppy. And they're burned. They're just totally sunburned, bright red. Like to the point where they're turning purple. Like they're just like sun poisoned. And oftentimes maybe a Speedo instead of shorts.
Mostly a Speedo.
Depending.
It's one of the two.
And
it's either short shorts or a Speedo.
Yeah. But short shorts become a Speedo when you're that fat. Things just kind of like...
They're like boy shorts.
Get sucked up into the crack. So there was like... I was just like, oh my God. And then the French accent. If they even wanted to talk to you in English.
Yeah.
Half the time they were kind of like, they're the Canadian version of Ugly Americans. Where these like snowbird people from Montreal, Quebec, wherever, the French Canadians that would come down here. And they all, I guess they either had condos here or timeshares or something. And so like Hollywood Beach had a lot of it, where like half the year those places on the beach weren't occupied.
I used to go to the beach.
And half the year they were occupied.
I used to go to the beach with with Max, and that's when I was tanning regularly.
Refresh my memory. Who was Max again?
She was the stripper. She was a psycho stripper.
She was the female version of our old boss, who used to, every word out of her mouth was bullshit lies, trying to impress you.
Absolutely. And every time I'd call her out on it, she'd double down, and I would be like, "Why are you doing this?
Yeah,
I know you're lying."
Yeah. I was gonna say like John Lovitz, but then I wanted to kind of make it like our old boss, to put in your head like any like weird sex stuff.
Son of a bitch.
I want you to have a fucked up dream this weekend. where he's blowing you.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
In between lies, he's got your... He's like...
All right.
I can't even do it.
Yeah, I know.
Because now I'm visualizing it. Now I'm going to be one that thinks about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and you, oof.
One of my fevered pasta dreams.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and we would go in like a few months there, but while we were, actually dating and I didn't actively despise the ground she walked on, was really during that October through February period. And yeah, sharing those beaches, those fucking French Canadians, man. It was in one way because I was very like self-conscious. I've always been self-conscious, especially when I was wrestling, about my tan because I just don't tan. And I tried. I really did. And that was actually that time when I was regularly going out to the beach and tanning was probably when I had my best look.
Is that why you never wore white gear? Because you would just look naked?
Pretty much. Pretty much. It just, I just don't tan. And then I did the spray tans for a 6-month stretch, and I just hated every moment of that. It just felt like it just felt so fucking dehumanizing to stand in those spray booths and stand at the awkward angles you have to stand so the spray gets everywhere. And then afterwards, you're just like, I feel like I've been touched. This is not good.
The spray tan, like, no one's buying it, first of all.
No, the first thing when I landed was, I think Katie picked me up at the airport, one of my old friends. And she was like, did you get a spray tan? I was like, oh, for fuck's sakes.
Well, between that and that time you had your orangutan orange hair.
Oh my god, the fucking the great pumpkin hair. Oh my god. That was another max. That was another max. I wanted Kevin Sullivan went, you know what? You should go blonde. And I was like,
well, that's so old school.
Yeah, I know.
That's such an old school thing.
But
that like the heels have dyed blonde hair. And yes, it does come off heely and douchey, especially when you notice that it's blonde, that's dyed blonde.
Yeah.
That you're like, oh, I'm supposed to not like this guy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, that's like it's such old school thinking. It's so funny.
She but he said that, and I was personally like, I don't want to do that shit. But Kevin Sullivan has been like, well, maybe you should do that. Maybe you'll get more bookings and shit. And I'm just like, okay, well, maybe this is Kevin Sullivan going, hey, get some blonde hair. Maybe I can get you someplace.
Right.
So
it wasn't.
It wasn't. It wasn't. It was most likely a rib that I didn't pick up on.
Oh my god, that's funny too. That's oh my god.
I thought about this a long time ago. I was like, he probably ribbed me. Like 100%, he probably ribbed me.
I loved Kevin Sullivan, but I didn't have I was so adjacent to doing business with him. Like he wrestled for us, but it was like we were always such a special case for everyone.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. We were so different, and it wasn't our money.
Yeah,
so it was a little easier to have a little bit of a detachment from getting worked and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But he was always super cool with me and gave me good advice a couple of times. And I think he enjoyed doing what he did with us, and he saw that he was one of those old school guys that didn't shit on what we were doing.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, I just see money here. You guys have a cool thing going. But I can see like he may not be able to pick me out from a lineup now, but he used to know me. Whatever. But if he was ribbing you, that makes it so much.
That's
what I'm hoping.
I know that's kind of same here too. But I was gonna go get the money and have it professionally done because I don't feel confident. But Max, who I was dating at the time, was like, "Oh, I can do it. I used to be a hairstylist.
She used to be a race car driver.
She used to be a race car driver.
She used to be
all kinds of shit. It's the wonderful lies.
She used to work on Wall Street.
So I was like, okay, if you say you can do it, she's like, yeah, I can do it. And then the Great Pumpkin appeared.
Oh God, your hair was.
It was very orange.
It was like like Clyde from Any Which Way But Loose. The orangutan that used to drive around in the truck with Clint Eastwood. It was just this fucking. It was a heel color, that's for sure. Like everyone that saw your hair hated you.
Yeah, so true.
And you had long hair at the time too, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was.
Oh my god.
Growing that out was so. It took so long because the hair was so. She damaged.
I forget if we had a conversation. Why don't you dye that back? And you were just like, I don't want to have another bad color. I'd just rather like.
Well, here's what happened. A, I was like traumatized, and B, she had damaged my hair so bad that I couldn't do anything with it. I had to just kind of let it grow out.
The best thing would have been if you had to go bald for like 6 months. If you just looked like a total like dickhead.
Oh my god! I would have been so bad.
Yeah,
I would not. I don't think I'd have a good bald head, man. I really don't.
Well, a lot of people accuse you of having a big flat back of your head.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
your head's not shaped properly.
I don't think I would do well bald. I really don't. I think I'd be Mr. Toupee, or fucking flat out wig.
I don't get that reference. Oh, toupee.
Oh yeah, toupee. Excuse me. I said toupee, didn't I?
Sunoco, toupee. I'm gonna have to get you a Rosetta Stone for English. Holy shit!
You know I can't read.
You can read. You just don't sound it properly.
I also, especially here, I don't really think out things before I say them. We just have like we really truly do just have like a dialogue and conversation. We just, most of our podcasts are just materialized as we speak. There's nothing really practiced because neither of us do the diligence or the work.
Well, this one should be more storytelling, but it seems to just be us catching up on our week.
Yeah.
Which is sort of storytelling because there's usually something interesting that happens to us.
And then we always just go off in left field.
But we should go back to storytelling.
Probably.
We should. By the way, before I forget about this, I was talking with Earl this week, and I mentioned to him, and by talking I mean trading memes.
Shout out to Earl Mitchell.
Memes and messages and stuff. And I made a joke that's like, we got to start your podcast. And I think I made some joke like the 5 podcasts of doom or something like that. Just something like ridiculous. And he's like, why only 5? I go, I'm just making up a stupid name. He goes, okay. Yeah, but I got a lot to unload on Philbin.
Whoa!
I'm like, ooh.
Whoa!
So I got really excited that a former Dolphin wants to shit on one of our coaches that deserves shitting on. I'm like, ooh, this could be interesting.
Earl.
So I'm
Earl, the seat is always open for you.
I'm teasing this to people that maybe we'll get Earl Mitchell on to talk about one of the worst Dolphins coaches in Dolphins history.
That's a true that is a very true statement. Yeah, yeah.
Plus, then he was here for the next debacle too.
Ugh.
Adam Case. So yeah. That just randomly jumped in my mind. I didn't mean to careen off topic.
I would love to bring. All we do is careen off topic. But
that's kind of like the theme of the show.
Yeah. But yeah, no. The Great Pumpkin stage of my life was that was a fun hell. When that finished growing out, I was so happy.
It was such a weird orange color.
Yeah, right. It didn't it didn't come anywhere close to a color you would imagine it could be. Because you're just like, oh, it's probably like if it might be like like a rust orange or something like that.
It was kind of
like a rust orange almost.
You know what? It was kind of like in that realm of some Asians have that orange hair color. I
look like an anime character
when they're trying to and you're wondering, are they dyeing their hair or is that like that? Is that some odd like thing?
Yeah.
And that's what your hair color with like. And it wasn't consistent either, wasn't there? Like some lighter?
Some of it was lighter, some of it was darker.
But it was all fucked up shades of fucked up.
Yeah, there was no blonde in it.
No. Like you needed another go, but I guess you guys were afraid you were gonna just break all your hair off.
Yeah, because she's dude, I can't even begin to tell you how long bleach sat on my head, and I was
apparently not long enough.
And everyone, I know there's people that will listen to this and go like, oh, you should have done this. You don't understand the human being that convinced me she could do this and how wrong she was. I don't know what, she's one of those few people that I've ever met, and we know the other one that we both worked for, that will commit to a lie and follow through with it regardless of the outcome.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah.
Just, this is it. This is my truth. And I will die on this sword. And it's
the alternate facts.
It's kind of astonishing.
Yeah.
In a way, it's almost impressive. You're willing to just nope. I'm gonna do it. So yeah, that was all the awful things she did, and that was the one that lasted the longest.
Well, that's the one that's yeah. I mean, I that's not the one that stayed with you the longest, but. But yeah, that definitely lasted. That was a lasting reminder every time you look in the mirror. That was a constant reminder.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
You know, all the other dramas, the you know, between like whatever. I'll say it. The fake pregnancies or whatever all the bullshit that this girl tried to pull on you.
I've got 3 to my resume.
Yeah.
Gotta catch them all, man.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I have a real Oh, it's baby time.
Is it baby time?
It's baby time.
You know what's funny is like your wife like discovered Facebook again. Like all of a sudden she's posting all the time.
She's always awake.
Well, but my point is like
No, but
I haven't seen her post in like months, and then all of a sudden it's like 5 things in a day.
Yeah. Because the baby starts moving, and it's like she'll be up like you. She holds like Ben Temple's hours. Well, she's at 3:30 in the morning. She's perfectly awake.
Maybe I'm pregnant. I have that food baby.
But Ben,
don't look at me and say that. I'm all ashamed.
So it's.
I know.
It's week 26. We're officially into the 6-month mark of
Jesus.
baby Sylvie.
6 months.
I know. I can't wait. For a lot of reasons. It's 80s, 90s, and nostalgia. My baby is now currently as big as a Walkman tape deck.
Yeah.
Not the one from Guardians of the Galaxy, oddly enough, considering they always like to throw that shit in. But it is as big as a Walkman.
I don't think they consider that an 80s or 90s movie, even though the prop
Yeah, it's from
that
and a lot of callbacks
is, and the music is, the movie isn't.
Your baby's as big as an acorn squash. Which I don't even know what the fucking acorn squash looks like.
They're the round ones that are when you go to Publix.
Yeah,
it's the weird round one that's next to like the butternut squash.
Yeah,
you know but it's like it's about like it's about the same size.
Or your baby's as big as the magic lamp from Aladdin. That's whatever. But
you should try
6 months in.
You should try and rub it and make a wish.
Oh my god, yeah.
Just keep
let daddy win the lottery.
Like, see, all I do is think of ways to like instigate someone.
Yeah.
But it's like if all week, while it's the size of the Aladdin lamp, you just randomly walked up and rubbed her stomach. And she's like, "What are you doing?" I go, while it's the size of an Aladdin lamp, I'm trying to make a wish. To the point where eventually she's ready to throw a shoe at your head.
Oh man!
See, for me, that would make a good series of TikToks. I'm just saying. You could have totally cashed in on this pregnancy by torturing your wife.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh. I can't do that shit, man. You send me so many TikToks throughout my day. I don't have to go on TikTok.
Well, that's the service I provide.
Yeah.
I'm weeding through all the crap. And providing the gems.
I will say that some of the stuff you send me genuinely makes me almost spit out my drink. In some way.
Well, trust me, I sent some good ones last night.
I'm glad that you spend your time.
3 hours I couldn't sleep. If you're scrolling through TikTok for 3 fucking hours, you better have found something good.
And see, since you can't really sleep that well, you have no excuse to get in a car and ride to Orlando.
Oh, I didn't know we were going now.
No, we're not going now.
Yeah, well,
I wish.
No,
today's a bad day.
I don't know.
Today's a bad day.
Just because you got to work on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
That's all right. She's gonna pay me, so that'll go in the baby fund. Oh, got to buy this crib coming up. Oh,
bro, just like fucking. I think people overdo this shit. Like
we're not going crazy, man.
Like an orange crate, just hammer the nails backwards.
No.
Put a couple blankets in there.
God damn it, no.
It's an acorn squash. How much space does it need?
All you want to do is get a big old microwave, rip the door off.
Get one of those crates like they used to have at fucking Peach's record store. Remember? Hammer any extra nails sticking out up, and
just cut a Home Depot bucket in half.
We'll make one out of a pallet we found in the back of the fucking one of the fucking strip malls. Reclaim wood. Yeah, I know you got to look. I don't remember which stamp is which, whether it's poisonous Chinese chemicals in it or not. But I'm feeling good that if it had fruit on it once,
we'll give everything a clear semi-gloss.
There's no poison, maybe some bugs,
Oh, no. My wife would kill me.
You don't tell her. You show the finished product. Yeah. And she's like, oh, it looks so nice and rustic.
No, I did like real early on. I was like, I need to build the crib. But that notion that notion was taken care of.
If you mean build by meaning like read the IKEA instructions.
No, like I was going to go build a crib, but wood's too expensive now, man. Damn, you can buy drugs for cheaper than you can buy fucking plywood.
Yeah. Yeah, that is crazy.
It's dude, a 2x8x4 is almost $8. That's insane to me. A sheet of plywood.
It's funny because I saw someone.
It's fucking $40-$50.
I forget where I saw it. Someone was saying that they drove trucks that delivered lumber from place to place. And he said during the whole pandemic, they were just totally stocked up. That they weren't running low on lumber.
Yeah.
They were holding it and released. They found an opportunity. This is according to a delivery guy that was going to a place that, and then delivering it to the retail places. He was saying that there was no shortage on lumber. They were just found a time and a situation
to raise prices
to reduce flow.
Oh,
as if lines had been cut and whatever, like supply lines were interrupted and whatever. But he's saying they hadn't been, that they weren't running low. They were just sitting on it and trickling it out and raising the price. They were probably getting subsidies from the government. Yeah. Everyone was. So why would they? So they were getting paid anyways. They were like, let's reduce the amount we're putting out there to create a shortage, jump the prices up so that when things go back into gear, the prices are up. We don't drop them back down. That's what this guy was saying. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it wasn't. I didn't check to see if he actually drives one of those big trucks that delivers lumber places. But it's, for a tin hat conspiracy theory, it sounded good enough to me.
And for somebody, we understand how big business works. That makes sense.
What is that? What? First of all, your phone is in silence.
I'm sorry.
Second of all, what is the sound effect that's like a cash register?
Oh, my OfferUp app.
Oh, yeah. So it's not like you made a sale.
No.
That's just a sound anytime anything happens on it.
Yeah.
I'm like thinking like, what? How's he fucking...
I secretly knit blankets and sell them on
Etsy or something.
Yeah, Etsy.
Shit like that.
I'm a seamstress.
Yeah, you're like...
I'm a white Makazi.
Why did I think... What's so funny is that like, I immediately thought of something fucked up. It's like, I'm like, yeah, my mind went to like a crazy person that's selling blankets on Etsy, but he's like someone from the 1600s that's putting smallpox on them and only selling them to fucking
the Indians,
people with the last name like White Tree or Stone Cloud or something.
Stone Cloud's good.
Yeah. Ever tell you we used to give in college? We used to give people Indian nicknames, but not people we knew. It would be like if we were sitting at lunch.
You just saw a guy from like 100 yards away
at like the school cafeteria, whatever you call that kind of like the official school meal plan type place, and we'd sit there. We'd be looking at people, and we'd give people all kinds of things. Like one guy, he used to like. There was a guy, we had like, his freshman year, you always had like these life drawing classes. And they were like 8 hours long. You'd have like, and it was broken up. You'd do 3 hours, you'd go to lunch, and you'd do 5 hours. It was like a long thing.
Yeah.
And you always were working in charcoal and stuff. And so you were always like just dirty. Your hands, it would get on your face, whatever. There was one guy that always looked extra charred. Like he just came out of like, I don't know, fighting a fire or something. And he had like that spiky red hair.
Oh wow!
That was all pushed up. He looked like the heat miser from. So he ended up with this. We didn't know we didn't know his real name. We used to refer to him as the heat miser. We had another kid, fat guy, fat dude, and he kind of had like a Meatloaf vibe to him. Real unsociable. Like like today you would think if you looked at this guy, and I'm feel bad talking shit about people I don't really know, but he had the vibe of like today you would like if you heard there was a school shooting, you would immediately think of that guy.
Yeah.
You know, he was like the guy that he was kind of that crew in the 90s that might have worn a trench coat every day of the year, even though it was really fucking hot in high school. But in college, he was like, he had the Meatloaf vibe. But then he started wearing one of those hats that the guys in Clockwork Orange wore.
Oh, wow.
So we started referring to him as Orangeloaf.
Fucking A.
So neither of those are Indian names, but there were a couple. I think one girl, I don't know, I don't remember who it was, but someone named her Face Like a Hatchet. You know, kind of like Stands with a Fist, you know, from like Dance with Wolves.
I'm
Because it was
aware.
the same time period. It was like Dance with Wolves came in the late 80s, and then we were like early 90s for college. So this girl, like, her name was Face Like a Hatchet. Oh my God. Dude, some of the fucking art school, Rhode Island school design fucking stories I can tell. Oh my God, there's one guy who I'm still friends with, Jeff By. He came, we were at a party one night. Like, you know, one of those typical, like,
Yeah.
We don't know whose house this is, but we're here at a party that we weren't invited to, drinking beers in the basement. Fucking, we don't know what's going on. He comes up to me all panicky. Me and a couple other guys. He's like, I forget the girl's name. I don't want to say it because people might then piece together if they know Jeff and they know if they were in my class. They'll know. This girl, he's like, so and so. I'll make up a name, Beth. He said Beth and another girl said they want to go home and take a bath with me. He was all panicky. Like this was like too much to handle. And he's like, how would I even do this? I don't know. And we're like, go do it. We're he's like, I don't know. And I think it was also that bro stuff where it was like, yeah, but then I'm going to have to leave the party and we're not going to be like,
oh my God.
And like, if you think about, and then like you think about dumbass shit, like 10 years later, you're like, what was I thinking?
What was I
was like, I had the opportunity to take a path with two chicks at the same time.
Man.
And instead I just wanted to hang out with the boys.
When I think of all the moments of those when they pop in my head, I'm just like, that was such a blatant thing.
We went to a bar once. And this was a bar where, this was the same bar. I think I told this story where it was like at one point the bar, it was a fucking dive bar, total piece of shit dive bar.
Yeah.
And with like all that character and history and stuff, like kind of like the one downtown Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, poorhouse.
Yeah, it was the same vibe. And the guy like found out that we were all art students, so he was like, he slapped a bunch of like cocktail napkins down in front of the 5 or 6 of us. He's like, whoever draws me the best is going to get a triple shot of wild turkey. And so, all these fucking guys, we're all art students, but they're not clever like me.
Yeah.
They're not clever like me. They're all one's drawing like fruit in a bowl, you know, like art shit, like still lifes and landscapes and shit. And I'm like, I'm going to draw a naked big titty girl spreading her legs, showing her coochie. Because I'm going to win this triple shot of wild turkey. And so, as predicted, a guy over here drawing a polar bear, and a guy over here drawing fruit in a bowl. And I got fucking just this cartoony picture of this girl spreading her legs, big hairy bush, lots of detail down there, big tits, whatever. He's like, of course I won. He pins it up on the wall. Names it Cinnamon Girl because Cinnamon Girl was playing on the jukebox at the time from Neil Young.
That's phenomenal.
And I got the triple shot. But so we're in there and this fucking smoking hot MILF. Smoking hot. But we're like 20. We're obviously not old enough to be in there.
Yeah.
We're like 19, 20. Maybe some of us were 21. Maybe it was our senior year and I was 21, and or a couple of us were like old enough to be, but not all of us. And this fucking smoking hot chick is hitting on my friend Taylor. And Taylor Morrison, not the paint company or interior design company, but he, God, I'm naming names. This is going to get me in trouble. But he's become a very successful book illustrator. Right?
Yeah.
Like, he was like one of a few of us that were like not art. Like there were a few of us that were really good at art, went to this great art school, but we weren't wired to be like art students, sensitive types, anything you would think of. And in the 90s, it was a very weird time.
Yeah.
Because PC stuff was starting to gain traction, but not like it is today.
Yeah. They had an idea, but no direction.
And so Taylor was like a fucking athlete. He was like, played football and baseball and all that stuff. And now he's in art school, but he had that cut, like tall guy, good looking, built, naturally. Like I doubt he probably occasionally did push-ups, but I don't think he worked out regularly, but he looked like he did. And this hot, like 45-year-old chick was like hitting on him. And he was like a deer in the headlights. He's like, I don't know what to do. And again, like hindsight. It's almost like that chick when I said that I was oblivious. I didn't even realize it was in a swinger relationship until years later. But he's like, and she's just like hands on his inner thighs and hitting on him all night. And he's like, I overheard some part where he was just like, you're old enough to be my mom. And shit, it didn't faze her at all. And she's like, I don't remember what she said. I just remember hearing him say that to her and me like half spit my drink out. So I'm like trying to hear what's going on. And I'm like, like this huge negotiations going on where she's trying to sell him on this.
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking like, dude, she's fucking a smoke show. Yeah. Go do this. It's like, but like, again, it was this weird period where like, it was before a lot of things in culture, like MILFs weren't a thing.
That's true.
Yet. Like in early 90s, we didn't have, the American Pie hadn't even come out.
Nope.
The term didn't exist. The MILF term, let alone a whole subsection of porn on like the most searched on Pornhub is probably like MILF.
I was going to say, this is a situation 20 years later would have been handled in like negotiations in like 10 minutes.
It's like, but instead, to him, it was more like Pinhead and Hellraiser going, oh, there are so much, and her going, I have sights to show you, like I'm going to teach you so much. Oh, shit. And I'm going to wear you the fuck out. But he had no idea. So, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. But
I can tell CD bar stories for fucking ages, man, because I spent so much of mine from like 19 to like 23, 24 at Cagney's down there of University and Sterling.
Yeah, but these were like... But I feel like I have some good college stories because it's such a like... It's also such... Now that like I'm a little older than you.
A little.
Fuck you. And it's set in like such a definite... Like 90 to 94 was such an era.
Yeah.
Like in like culture. Like it was, the rise of grunge, basically. It was such like...
Yeah, it's right on time, yeah.
It's exactly. Like I think Nirvana was like 89. It was like I was watching the first Teen Spirit video the summer before I went to college,
Wow.
And then it was all Pearl Jam and all that shit through college. Like to the point where like I said like my roommate Phil one year was like he came back from like a night at the bar and he's like, again, it was that age. We didn't know what a mosh pit was. We were still calling it slam dancing.
Oh my god.
We were right on the verge.
Oh my god.
He's like, "Oh, this bar was awesome. It was like they start slam dancing in there." And again, Phil was also like Taylor and like me and a couple others, and we weren't cut from this like sensitive artist cloth that everyone else was. So we had to get our aggressions out sometimes.
Yeah.
And so one of it was like, "Oh, there's a mosh pit. Let me beat the shit out of some people that are yeah."
No, oh fuck.
Yeah, there was like this specific time was like what an era to like.
Then you had that for.
So I've gone to college.
Yeah. Yeah, because that was around.
And by the time I got out of college, grunge was kind of over.
Yeah, I was gonna say because around 95,
it started
96,
to get back into like the music after we left college. Started to get into like who sings Glycerine?
Bush.
Yeah. That era of music.
Yeah.
Right afterwards.
Yeah.
The
like Bush,
like the later
Silverchair,
90s, the mid to late 90s stuff.
Yeah, all those bands.
So yeah,
wow, all those fucking bands. Silverchair. Jesus Christ, I think they only had one song.
They might have had two.
Yeah. Yeah, and then from there that lasted until like 2002 or 3, and that's when like
Then we got into the Jimmy Worlds and stuff.
Well, yeah, but you also had like Disturbed and Godsmack.
Or was that later?
No, Jimmy World's around then. It might have been a little later.
Disturbed and Godsmack. I thought that was earlier 90s.
No,
I mean not earlier, but like in the 90s.
Like 99, 2000 is when they started coming into prominence.
What's funny was I always think
Offspring was around.
You know what? Offspring was
early 94, 95, but they
95.
I mean, they lasted so long.
See, again, the first time I heard Offspring, this dates me, but I know exactly when Offspring came out because I vividly remember the first time I heard their music was my friend Steve from college when I went back up to hang out for like 3 weeks in like the 94, 95 year. When he picked me up from the airport and we were driving back in his Corvette, he was blasting one of the Offspring songs and singing along to it. So I vividly remember the first time I heard Offspring and where I was, and I was up visiting.
I was telling my
friends at college.
I was telling the wife the other day
we
were listening to music going down to the parents, and Papa Roach came on Last Resort. And I was like,
see, that's cusp of like late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, I can remember being 16 years old working at University Bowl.
Why'd you have to point at me?
I don't know.
University Bowl?
Know. University Bowl. And my friend at the time, he was 17, and he had a Chevy Trailblazer, like a 94 Trailblazer, and it was a beat up fucking car. But he was like, "Hey man, you want to hear this new band? Like I hear this new song." And I'm like, "I don't know what it was." And it was like the grainy version of Last Resort, like before it was refined for like TV. I mean, wow, before MTV. It was refined for MTV and radio play, and like it's crazy. Like it's fucking it's almost 30 years. 20-something years. I don't fucking know how long it's yeah, I can think now. Now it's just like
it's funny we're talking about all this because I've been like I was watching. This is gonna be embarrassing. I accidentally stopped watching something that was on like Netflix, and it jumped back to cable.
Yeah.
And I wasn't paying attention at first, and it was right at the beginning of a movie called Valley Girl.
Oh, wow.
Not the original one.
What?
The 2020 remake.
I do not know.
That had Logan Paul in it.
Oh, wow.
And like...
fucking...
There were two people I recognized. It was Logan Paul, and he was dating this girl for a while. The girl from S.H.I.E.L.D., the S.H.I.E.L.D. TV series.
Oh, Chloe Bennett?
Yeah. They were both in it. And it was...
I forgot they dated.
It was a remake of Valley Girl. But it was set in the 80s, but it's shot in 2020. So, and it was, I never saw the original Valley Girl, or I don't remember seeing it to remember if it wasn't a musical, right? People didn't sing in it.
I don't fucking remember.
Okay. Well, I just remember Nick Cage was in it.
Yeah.
I don't think they sang in it. In this, it was kind of a musical where they would break into like singing at times. They packed so much 80s songs and like remixes, and it was... The movie's a movie. It wasn't good. The acting wasn't great. I guess the story is exactly the same as the original.
Yeah.
Which is like a timeless type of movie.
Yeah.
You got people from different sides of the tracks and different... Even it's like a Pretty in Pink, too. Different economic levels, all that stuff.
It's a tale as old as time.
It is. So it works. I'm ashamed to say I watched a Logan Paul movie.
You should be. That's 30 lashes.
But he wasn't the star of it. He was like the main heel star of it.
Yeah. He's definitely the kid on the snow on that the rich kid that owns the.
He was the rich.
Yeah.
He was the rich snobby. He was the rich guy that wasn't.
These are my ski slopes.
Kind of, but it wasn't that type of movie. But they packed. It was like it's funny. It's like they succeeded on something. They made that feel like an '80s movie.
Yeah.
Like. I mean, granted, it's easy to do that when you dress that crazy. Like everyone was dressed with that crazy shit with the crazy hairstyles and all that stuff. But they packed the music in and did all this stuff to make it feel right. And they fit in like every cool 80s song that you remember. And so I was just enjoying hearing the music and you know, the story worked once, so it was hard to fuck it up. And so I'm thinking while I'm watching it, oh, this is like so many movies don't nail this. Like even like
Wonder Woman 84, by the way, being the worst example.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I was thinking, I was like
they didn't even.
I was like
come close.
It was like when they did try, it was so like clumsy, and it wasn't consistent.
It's like nobody who made that movie remembered the 80s.
It wasn't consistent, and which is funny because what's her face, the director, obviously lived through the 80s.
Yes,
she's older than me. Or my age, but probably older than me. So it succeeded really well. And I don't know where I'm going is other than that, like this nostalgia thing of us talking about 90s stuff. Yeah. It like reminded me of I really enjoyed watching this stupid fucking 2020 movie with Logan Paul in it because it like really hit that 80s vibe.
It just hit so many different old memories for you because you could place
but even
everything.
In the 80s, I wasn't like... It wasn't like I had all these great memories. Yeah. I was like fucking kid, like a kid, like grade school kid. So I don't have like these, like when I hear a song, it doesn't place me somewhere like where the 90s does and the 2000s do. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah.
Where are we ever going with anything we talk about?
We're taking it home. We're going home. We're going right into our plugs for our, go follow us on social media. All links are in the descriptions. Go to our website and buy some of our merchandise.
For God's sakes, please. Ben has been wearing the same Breakfast Club hoodie for the better part of, a month and a half now?
I have two. I cycle through them.
And I'll tell you, the quality is there because they're holding up quite nicely.
Well, just because I'm wearing them all the time doesn't mean I'm washing them all the time.
But even with the stretching, they're holding tight.
Oh, how dare you!
So buy all our merch.
I'm purposely wearing a 2X, so I don't have to stretch it out.
Buy all our merch, like all our shit, share everything. Send us all the money.
By the way, this hoodie we're giving one away.
Oh, are we still doing that?
Yeah, until like next week. So go to our website, which again, go fucking.
It's a click. It's a click with the mouse.
Go look. It's all there. And do some of the things that will earn you entries to win it. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. We're not even charging you for shipping. We'll just get your information. We'll send it to you. You'll have a free hoodie. Even if you don't like the design, it's a free hoodie you can wear around the house. It's super soft, light, comfortable. Has to be. I'm wearing it in Florida every fucking day.
It is super light and comfortable. I do like wearing like when the wife has the AC too low because she's pregnant and operates at a much higher temperature than any other human being does normally because you get the bun in the oven. So it's like 68 fucking degrees. I wear the hoodie and it helps. It's like light enough for that, but not too heavy.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, I'm not gonna beg you to give you something.
Although we are kind of begging.
Well. Because listen, full transparency, I'm not giving it away for no reason. I'm trying to get people to follow our socials and stuff
Ben,
like
don't
that.
give it away.
Also, if you like the podcast, recommend it to someone else. If you like the podcast, download a whole bunch of them. You don't ever have to listen to them. You could delete them later, but it helps like our numbers with stuff.
It helps us feel important and like what we're doing isn't a giant waste of time.
A validation.
We just need a little validation.
I'm like Blake fishing for a compliment.
Please like us. All right, man. I got shit to do. and you do too. Whatever it was you're doing productive before I got here.
Sleeping. I was trying to sleep. Dude, I had so much drool.
Oh, it was funny.
And because I have like the 5-month beard. Oh, by the way, we'll do this and then we'll get. So it was all like half my beard on this side was wet.
Oh God.
And so I've been trying to grow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to grow like a really long beard. I'm trying to go for something here.
Okay.
And my fucking dad has to be getting married, and he's like, like a small bullshit thing, like not that his wedding's bullshit, but like just like only inviting a few people. We're gonna. And he's like, he said, "Can you trim that beard up?" And I'm like, "Come on, man!" I'm like 5 months in.
Yeah.
Like I haven't. I was probably getting shaggy while we were still working for fuckface.
You were.
And now we're in May, so it's 5 solid months. And I'm like, dude, I haven't done this since I wanted to get the photo for my gun license.
Yeah.
I wanted the terrorist beard in it.
Oh God.
So now I'm like, let's see. I want to see how far I could go with this. And now I'm like, what the fuck, You
should just dress up as a Unabomber for his funeral. I mean, wedding.
I don't even think you were joking when you slipped up with that.
I don't know if I was or not. I think that was a Freudian slip if ever there was one. Oh my God. I'm so sorry to Ben's father.
I don't know where I was going or what I was going to say. But
it's gone now.
Yeah, we're getting out of here.
All right.
Jesus.
Jesus.
You just killed.
Bye.
You just killed my dad.